My name is Thomas Morris. I'm a private chef in Dallas, Texas, and today we're getting rid of some tomatoes that are about to go bad and making pasta sauce. What we're going to need is 8 Roma tomatoes, half of a medium onion, about 4 ounces worth. It's about the size of my fist, a little smaller. 2 to 4 ounces of olive oil. This is going to depend on other things that you do. About 1.5 teaspoons of fresh oregano, roughly chopped. A pinch, literally, of chili powder, 2 cloves of garlic. This is a big one, so I'm using just 1. If you're afraid of vampires, you can use 4. And then some basil to finish. You can also, and what we're doing here is we're building a basic marinara sauce. You can, if you want, add some red wine, add some white wine, add some mushrooms, add anything you want. This is just the basic pasta sauce. We're going to start by scoring the 2 Roma tomatoes. You're just going to put a little X on the bottom of each one. You don't want to go in far. And then you're going to dump those into some boiling water. I use a spider. The number of tomatoes that you can put in depends on how cold your tomatoes are and how big they are. On this other pot that I've got going here, I was putting in 5 tomatoes at a time for a minute. This little pot here, I'm putting in 2. You can see it's taking it down to where it's not boiling at all. We're at the 1 minute mark. I'm going to scoop these out with my spider. Because I'm not going to be doing any more tomatoes, I'm going to go ahead and dump that water. I put those tomatoes into cold water. I'm going to use the same pot here that I used for my tomatoes for doing my onions, which are going to come up in momentarily. Now we're going to chop our onion. It's going to be a fairly small dice, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And we're going to put that in some olive oil over medium-low heat. We don't want to risk burning it. The amount of olive oil we use can be anywhere from 2 to 4 tablespoons for each 8 tomatoes. While those onions start to saute, I'm going to do my garlic. I'm going to chop it or slice it really fine. And now we're going to do what's called a concasse our tomatoes. These have cooled now in some water. This is the only kitchen gadget I own that I really like. It's great for what this is right here, popping that out like that. Also great for taking the stems off of strawberries. Today I have processed about 40 tomatoes. You can imagine how useful that is for that kind of an action. Peeling the tomatoes, real simple. We've just got a little bit of, on those X's, you just put a knife under the X and pull back. If you have a little skin, it's not going to kill you. All right, next step, we're going to cut our tomatoes in half. And we're just going to squeeze out the guts. And double fist this if you want. You're just getting rid of the seeds and the juice. This is the part that my dog likes because there's a high probability that something goes shooting across the kitchen. We're going to cut these in half along the top and then into 3 or 4 quick slices, or 3 or 4 pieces going that way. So 2 or 3 slices. All right. As your onions start to turn translucent, go ahead and put in your garlic. Give that a good stir and let that go for about a minute. On top of that, when that's gone for about a minute, we're going to add our tomatoes, our fresh oregano. You can use dried also. And then we're going to cook that for about 45 minutes, which is what I've got going here in this little pot. We're about ready to serve, so we're going to chiffonade out a little basil to put on top. Add some flavor, make it pretty. You take your basil leaves, you roll them up, kind of like a cigar. There's that. We're going to check the salt balance on our marinara sauce. haven't salted it yet. I'm going to put in about half a teaspoon to start. Give that a good mix. Perfect. And there we have it. Marinara sauce in about 45 minutes. Enjoy.